Welcome back to another daily devotion. I am Pastor Roy here at Woodlawn Christian Church in Lake City, Iowa, and this devotion is for Thursday, December 21st of 2023. We are in Mark's Gospel, and we're in chapter 2. Today we're looking at verses 18 to 22, and this is the section called The Question About Fasting. We just got done with Jesus calling Levi and sitting down to a meal with the tax collectors and other sinners that they accused him of sitting with. So let's see what happens now. Another accusation here. Excuse me. Now John's disciples and the Pharisees were fasting, and people came and said to him, "Why do John's disciples and the disciples of the Pharisees fast, but your disciples do not fast?" And Jesus said to them, "Can the wedding guests fast while the bridegroom is with them? As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they cannot fast. The days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast in that day. No one sews a piece of unshrunk cloth on an old garment. If he does, the patch tears away from it, the new from the old, and a worse tear is made. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins. If he does, the wine will burst the skins, and the wine is lost, and so are the skins. But new wine is for fresh skins." Okay, first of all, why would John's disciples be fasting? Well, he's in prison. So fasting is kind of associated with mourning, to be, for want of another thing. It's also being pious. And of course, the Pharisees are doing it because they want to show. Remember, Jesus always talks about don't be so showy in your prayers and your fasting and all of that. You do it for a reason, but you don't do it to make a show of it. Well, here, the Pharisees are making a show of it because they're like, well, they're doing it. Why aren't you doing it? But John's disciples are probably doing it out of mourning because he's in prison. Maybe he's been beheaded already. Don't know. But at any rate, they're doing it for mourning. And Jesus says, "I'm with them." Why do they have to be mourning? And of course, also, we don't go around doing showy things. That's not what it's about. In spite of the healings and the miracles, but I digress. He talks about sewing the unshrunk cloth. Well, you don't want to take a piece of unshrunk cloth and sew it onto something that is already shrunk, because that unshrunk cloth will shrink, and as he says, then you're going to have a worse hole. You're going to have a nasty, nasty tear in your old fabric as the new fabric shrinks. And that's just being pragmatic, to be quite blunt. But here he's talking about dealing with the new covenant, the old covenant. Likewise, he's talking about the new skin, the wineskins, the old wineskins. If you have an old wineskin and you put the new covenant into the old wineskin, it's going to burst it, because the wine, as it ferments, will build up gases and it bursts. That's what happens to wineskins. So you put new wine into new skins because they're more flexible. Once they've gone through having had been used, that little bit of flexibility that the skin has been taken up already, and you can't keep stretching what's already been stretched. It's like you can't shrink what's already been shrunk. So he's going at it both ways, to be honest. I hadn't thought about it that way before, but he's looking at it both ways. So anyway, he's talking about, I'm coming to do a new thing. Don't try to fit it into the old way of being. That's really what we're getting at here, to be quite blunt. It's not something great and mysterious. He's just saying, why would you be mourning while I'm with you? And we're bringing something new and exciting, something that's going to change things. We can't fit it into the old. We as church tend to want to cram. The old saying is that church is looking for a new pastor, new and excited pastor, to bring new and innovative things to the old church and do everything absolutely the way they've always done it. Because the last words of the dying church is, "But we've always done it this way." Those are the last words of the dying church. And all of our churches tend to want to say that. We do that here at Woodlawn. We've always done it that way. We can't do anything different. You've got to keep moving. You got to keep changing. You've got to keep. You don't change the message, but you change the people. You may change the projects. You change the building. There's always change. The only continuing thing in life is change. So, with that, I think I'm going to let you go. It's a busy, busy day. We'll pick up at the pronouncement about the Sabbath tomorrow. That will be Friday. Then Monday, which is Christmas Day, we'll finish the chapter tomorrow. And then Monday, which is Christmas Day, we will not be putting up a video, nor will I put up a video on New Year's Day. So have a blessed day, and please, please, please be a blessing to someone today. Tell them about Jesus. Bye-bye.